Man, I feel like I've been on a revenue roller coaster lately. It's been down and then way up, and now we're back down again. So we are going to go over April's income report in this video. It's been an interesting month, guys. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt and live payment free. We're gonna go over April's income report for my business. Running this full-time online has been amazing for the past 5 years. It'll be 5 years next month. Can't believe that I've done this for 5 years already. And I think I was a little bit freaking out. And I was talking to Kyle about this, is like, I've been able to make this work for 5 years. So even having a lower revenue month temporarily doesn't mean that that's the way that it's gonna go for the rest of the year. And I think also too, I do have really big revenue goals this year. My Hall of Fame goal is to hit 150. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to be consistently bringing in like 12K months in order to hit 150,000. So not anywhere close to that this month, but let's go ahead and check out how much money I made in April. First up, freelancing only brought in $750, and that's because I was mainly focusing on finishing up the very first book that I've ever written, and that will be published out this fall. So I really scaled back on the freelancing. Had I just had a normal freelancing month, I'm sure my revenue would have been pretty average in what I'm typically used to. Affiliates brought in $699. So I had one of my affiliates, Gabby. They've now changed hands and they've been bought out by Experian, and Experian is using this as an auto insurance tool, which I think is great. However, when these types of buyouts happen or companies change affiliate programs on the back end, it's a huge headache for content creators, and I actually lose out on affiliate earnings because they're in the middle of having us sign new contracts. They're turning off an old program, they're turning on the new program, and it's just a mess. So affiliates, actually, this was one of my lower revenue months for the affiliate section of my business. $245 was earned through digital products. That's kind of been steady. Again, I'm not heavily promoting the workbook right now. I haven't promoted Budget Bootcamp at all, mainly because of the book and I was doing some other stuff. So I feel like there could be a window where I go back and really amplify the digital products, but right now that's just like humming in the background. Sponsorships brought in at $1,200 this month, so a lot lower than last month. Last month I really had a lot of sales happen on the sponsorship side of things. There are still sponsorship deals in the works, and then this one that I just signed, it's all coming together. It's not as consistent as I'm used to. With the freelancing stuff, that's very consistent. Sponsorship deals right now are kind of in this roller coaster routine. So I'm like, when can I get off the roller coaster and just enjoy floating on a yacht? I mean, I don't know what other analogy to use here, but I just kind of want smooth sailing for a couple of months. Would that be okay? Please and thank you. YouTube brought in $2,232, which has been great. I love having YouTube ad revenue, and I've consistently made over $2,000 a month on YouTube alone, so I'm really happy with that. But that means my total revenue for the month of April was $5,126. This is the lowest revenue month I think I've had all year, and maybe not since I went on maternity leave last year. So it's frustrating. It's a little disappointing, and I'm trying to tell myself about all of the wins and stuff. But before we get into the wins, let me share with you my business expenses. April monthly business budget. You can see all of the things that are in bold that I've actually paid for, and then everything else that's not in bold, just regular font type, are things that I'm currently saving for. So they are either annual subscriptions or things that I pay just once a year, like the business tax certificate, that sort of thing. So my actual income was a lot, which is great because you probably had seen that I had gotten a 15K month in March, and so then I was getting paid out for all of that. So actual income was around $14,000 $1,000 minus my expenses of $1,151 minus my SEP IRA contributions of $1,000 and then my state and federal taxes that I owed on that money. So the after-tax take-home was $7,629, and then I set aside about $4,300 for taxes. Now you're probably looking at that and thinking like, okay, Justine, you had a low income month, but you get to take home $7,000. Almost $8,000. That may be so, but as I've said maybe in the past video, that when I have these higher income months, I don't take the whole pot home. I will typically float any additional money for lower incomes, such as what I'll experience for next month. So when I get paid out for freelancing and sponsorships from April in end of May, end of this month, then I'm going to have a really low take home pay. And so that's when I can use this extra money to help keep my paychecks consistent for myself. So that way I'm not having to worry about this impacting my personal budget when Kyle and I go through our personal expenses and paying for our bills. Okay, let's talk about some obstacles here. Right now, currently, I'm a little bit behind on my YouTube schedule, but that's why I'm batch filming a whole bunch of videos today so that I can get back ahead of things and on top of the schedule. I think really when I was writing the book and we had a lot of just like random home repairs that kept getting in the way of things. We had our hallway bathroom, had some plumbing issues and they had to repair some things. We had window washers. It was like a mess all the time. And so I felt like my brain was really scattered on top of some doctor's appointments and whatnot. So I feel like that like personal, like household admin kind of got in the way of things. Therefore, I was behind on my YouTube schedule, but I'm hoping today I can get back into my 3-a-week routine and my schedule there. Also, no news. This isn't really an obstacle, but no news on the FinCon speaker application just yet. So I have no idea if they selected me or if they're in the middle of figuring it out. I don't know, but I'll keep you posted if I actually do end up getting to speak at FinCon. That would be really amazing. All right, so I saved the best for last because I was feeling really down on myself with the income, especially because Kyle and I just filmed Beers and Budgeting too, and I was talking about how I was really feeling a lot of financial stress. Our rent went up, our nanny asked for a raise, and we want her to feel valued in that. And so I'm like, God, all these new expenses, it's getting so expensive. What am I gonna do? I need to like figure out new sponsorships. And so I wanted to chill and say, okay, what good things came out of April? The first thing is I secured a new sponsorship deal. So I actually am bringing in consistent money on the sponsorship front. That's great. Also, final manuscript of my book is done, like done. Last time I think I told you that I had just finished writing the very last section. Now I've completely finished the entire manuscript. This thing was like 13,000 words. That is ridiculous. So now it's with the senior editor and she's going through and tidying things up. So I'm hoping that we are very, very close to just putting this into layout and then it'll be published and ready to go by fall. Also, speaking of books, I don't know if I can say this here, but I was contacted for another book deal. So that's in the works. That just came about like yesterday. So who knows what will happen on that front, but I'm very excited because I've actually had a phenomenal experience with writing the first book. So yeah, look out y'all, author. I think that is going to be a thing now. Another thing is I just got off a call with someone who I could potentially be partnering with on my debt-free course. If you've been with me since the beginning, you might have seen that I was promoting a debt-free course early on. I have since like put that baby to bed and I have not touched it since because I've been so focused on other endeavors like the book and the sponsorship and growing the channel. And now this is kind of coming back to me and I'm so glad because I have all the content already ready to go. So I'm talking with this person about maybe massaging the content a little bit so that we can partner on it together and it will fit that person's audience too. So I think this could be another good passive income stream for me so that I can can continue with my digital products. Again, like I was saying before, digital products is just kind of on autopilot, and I'm consistently making, you know, $200-300 a month. But what if I was consistently making $500 to $700 a month? That would be really, really cool. So I'm hoping this is the push that I need to get that back off of the ground and kind of rework some things there. And last but not least, okay, I said this last time, I wanted to experiment with Instagram. I want to really focus Q2 on growing my Instagram account because that is a secondary platform to YouTube. And I've been experimenting with Instagram Reels. Instagram Reels by far has changed my account. It has been so great. One, because I love creating video content anyway, so I felt like this was a natural fit for me. And two, they were just so easy to make. If you find a trending audio sound, you just put that together and put a personal finance spin on it, and it's been incredible. I've been getting a ton of exposure. My growth rate on Instagram used to be 0.4% for, I kid you not, an entire year. This past month, my growth increased to 2%. So I've literally like quadrupled my growth rate. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to doing more reels. Be on the lookout. If you're not following me over there, be sure to follow Debt Free Millennials, and you'll see all my Instagram reels because I think those are complementary to more of the long format videos that I do and teach on this platform. Okay, so those were a lot of wins. I had a lot of really good wins in April, so I can't be too hard on myself for the lack of revenue because I know all of the wins that I've experienced in April are going to come into fruition later on this summer as I continue to develop, you know, the debt-free course and massaging that, maybe potentially getting the second book deal. So I know that it's going to pay out future Justine very, very nicely. It's just I have to be patient with it and trust the process. Always have to trust the process, but let it be known if you're an entrepreneur or a small business owner or wanting to be, you have to have the mindset and mindfully be aware that you are going to have these really high highs and then really low lows, sometimes within 4 weeks from each other. And you're going to have to stick with that optimism and that positivity that things are going to work out. I know, I 100% know that they are going to work out. It's just staying the course and being consistent. Like this one, if you like it, I know you do, give it a big thumbs up. I'll catch you in the next one.